Being assistant principal here at Memorial Park is very exciting because I get to meet some 440 children almost every day and get involved in their lives personally. I think of my own life and the part that Fort Wayne Bible College played in it in preparing me to this community to serve the Lord here. A Bible college education, yes, it's really worth it.
I thank God for the education that I received at Fort Wayne Bible College that's prepared me for years of teaching overseas and in the States. Of course, my two favorite professors were Dr. Nickel and Dr. Alice Joy Weddle. They taught us well. I remember learning packets that we made. I remember that we learned how to set up centers. That was real cutting edge educational practice for that day and age. Now it's commonplace to individualize instruction, but I do feel like they taught us well to be ready to go out and to teach. Probably one of the most exciting memories for me was when I began my student teaching. We didn't know where we would be assigned to teach, but lo and behold, I got to go back to the school that I had gone to when I was a child, Harrison Hill Elementary, and my cooperating teacher was none other than Mrs. McClintock, who was my second grade teacher years before. She was young then. She was a little bit older than when I had her. My education degree has been of great value to me. I started out teaching at Fort Wayne Christian School in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I went from there to Faith Academy in Manila, Philippines, where I taught, and then on to Japan and Christian Academy, where I worked for 25 years until just the last few years. When my husband and I returned to Fort Wayne, using my teaching degree, I was able to get a teaching position at Ivy Tech Community College, teaching English to foreign students. And now for the end of my career, I find myself back in the Fort Wayne Community Schools where it all started with student teaching. I do substitute teaching and long-term substituting, particularly with ESL students. I'm loving it, and I thank God for His graciousness to me through Fort Wayne Bible College.
I graduated in 1971 in May, and as soon as my graduation was over, I decided I better get a job. So I decided to go to Fort Wayne to get a job, but I could not find any jobs in 1971. There just weren't very many. So I decided, well, why don't I just go outside of Fort Wayne? So I went to DeKalb County and decided to interview there. They called me and said I could do that. Sent in an application, had an interview with Dr. Keith Leggett, and I saw on his desk mountains of applications that he already had. And I said, there's no way I'm going to get a job here. But he listened to me, we talked, and he sent me to a principal to have another interview. I did that, and I interviewed with Mr. Art Ray, and he hired me right on the spot. And I was positively sure, even because of those applications, that I was hired because I was a Bible college student. I really feel like that was true. I worked for DeKalb Central Schools for 30 years, and I retired in 2004. I stayed at the exact same school, but different grades, and I really felt prepared for what I was going to do. I believe that God is good. He opened up many doors of opportunity as I taught there for 30 years.